Hello, and welcome to the next instalment in the restoration of the 1967 E-Type Coupe. For those of you who've been watching regularly, you might happen to notice that the actual body shell isn't in the workshop here still. Yesterday I took it through those double doors at the end of the workshop, down some ramps and outside, because today it's getting blasted back to bare metal along with the bonnet here. Now, I'm not brave enough to paint this car myself. I don't have the experience and it needs to be a really good finish. So I've been talking to a local painter who does an excellent job, Greg Howell, and his advice to me is don't get the car dipped, get it blasted back to bare metal and finish off all of the visible panels by hand. So I'm joined now by David from EcoJet, who's come to blast the body shell and the bonnet here. And I think, David, you've done already some of these before.
I have, one or two, yeah.
Yeah, okay, so probably quite a few, but guessing what you said. Now, as you'd said before, it's best not to do the kind of what we call in the industry the A surface, so the visible surfaces.
If it's anywhere near good, just leave it, DA it back, and it'll be fine.
Right.
If it does look a bit iffy, then clean it off and you can see what you've got underneath.
Yeah, okay.
But this car looks perfect.
It does look really good. I've had someone saying to me, actually, don't take the paint off, go over the top of what's there because it's so good.
Yeah.
But we want to reset the car and all of the inner surface and stuff like that. Now, so what's your advice when it comes to the wax oil that's in behind the headlamps there? Should I scrape that off and give you a better start?
If you can scrape it off, clean it off. Otherwise, it'll fly around in there. All the grit gets stuck to it. It gets stuck in all the corners.
Oh yeah, okay. We really want to try and avoid that.
Yeah, and of course, then your paint won't stick to it, and then you've got
go again.
problems. Yeah.
Okay, and what medium will you be using?
Glass.
Glass.
Recycled glass. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay, so that should have a good cut to it. Basically.
It has a cut, but not too much.
Yeah. Okay, so we're going to do
it's not heavy.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to do the kind of floor inside and out.
Yeah.
The boot inside and out. The bulkhead and. I guess we need to watch the inside of the roof. So would you do things like pillars?
No, don't do the roof. I can do the pillars, but I won't touch roofs.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
All right, well, the shell's just there, so we're going to wheel it out now and get cracking.
Okay.
The shell's now back safely in the workshop. I need to vacuum out the remainder of the dust that's left from the blasting process, and you can see that all of these main surfaces, the main shiny bits you see in the car, those haven't been blasted, so those are going to be hand stripped by myself later. You can see the inside of the fuel filler flap's been done here though. I'm going to focus on the bonnet later, that can follow. So the main thing is to understand initially what's happened with the shell here. So I'm going to do an initial inspection now. I'll come back to this later and do a closer inspection at a future time. So I can see some bits in here that are looking a bit frilly. That's a bit too close to where the trailing arm suspension mount is. Looking to the left rear wheel arch, those holes shouldn't be there, nor should these. You can see where a repair patch has been put in the past, albeit those holes should be there, but these ones here shouldn't. So there's a bit of work needed in here to tidy this up. Looking inside the boot floor, there's just a little bit down there where the light's shining through there, so along there it's just got a bit thin. Most of this is looking really encouraging. It's a little bit along the back panel here, so that's gone through, as has this, so those need tidying up and patching up. The bulkhead is generally very good. There's just a couple of localized areas, so you can see in here that's gone to a hole there, and there's a bit more corrosion there with a tiny pinhole in there as well. The floors on the whole are in really good condition, so that is very encouraging, but having it stripped back to bare metal now really does expose some of the weird things that have gone here with the transmission tunnel. So there are some angle brackets that are just screwed onto these areas just here, so all of that needs sorting out. And then there's a split in the transmission tunnel here which looks as though it's been where the clutch mechanism has been kind of bashing against the side of the transmission tunnel, so that needs straightening up and welding back together. Shouldn't be too difficult. This panel here just needs a bit of straightening, but this side of the bulkhead all looks pretty good. So I'm quite pleased with all of this. There's no significant rust. That's not a perforation there, that's just a bit that's been missed. So the right hand rear wheel arch, again just above this flange here, you can see all of those pinholes there. That's rust that's perforated through. And again, these aren't meant to be there. Those four are, but the stuff around it, obviously this is just a bit of a rust trap. So all of that needs cutting out and replacing. It's been a long, noisy and messy day, but it's really good to see this stripped back to bare metal now. An initial inspection shows nothing too serious. Obviously I've got a bit of work to do, but I think I can manage that. Thank you very much for watching. See you next time.